Welcome to Coffee and Tarot with Mama T. I'm Teresa, and I am glad to see you here, my Aries friends. This reading is good for the week of August 18th through the 24th for those with their sun in Aries. And you can add a little bit of depth and resonance to this reading by checking out your moon, rising, and Venus signs as well. I have already cleansed and pre-shuffled our deck, and I've asked Spirit to unlock the most powerful messages that the cards have for you for this week. So I'm calling in Spirit to begin, and I'm getting the cards laid out for us right now. So all right, I'm using the Tarot of the Abyss deck. That's what it looks like right now. The card back looks like, in case you want to Google for it. This is what it looks like. It's by Anne Turian. Okay, so I've drawn 7 cards, 1 card for each day of the week. For your first card, we've got the 6 of Cups card. This card is a card of nostalgia, thinking back on childhood. It can be thinking on it a little bit more fondly than it was. That's usually in the reversed form. But this one is just, reflecting on that sweet innocence of childhood, maybe good lessons that you've learned back then, things that make you nostalgic and miss those times. The next card that we have is 3 of Swords reversed. And the 3 of Swords is a card of heartache and grief. It can be betrayal or deception, but it's definitely, a painful experience. But with it being reversed, it makes me feel like you're moving out of that phase a little bit, whatever caused that. I think that you're moving out of it because the card next to the 3 of Swords reversed is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is bringing in a message of new love, emotional healing. The Page of Cups in this deck, I love this deck because he's on a ship. There's all kinds of, tumultuous, waves going on around him. The deck looks like it's slippery. He's taking care of stuff, but he's really very careful to keep his cup full of love, taking care of his emotions. He's holding that steady. So with those 2 cards being next to each other, I feel like you're healing. Maybe you're not ready to move into a new love or anything like that, but your emotions are healing. The next card we have is Awakening. This is in this deck, it's called Awakening, but in the Rider-Waite deck or other decks, this is the Judgment card. And so the Judgment card is about feeling a new calling, a sense of calling. It's about, kind of a reckoning or atonement. It's, it is a reflection of looking back on what has happened and what's next. It's really close to the World card, which is the end of a cycle and the completion. But I like in this particular deck, one of the definitions of it specifically is, like a new life beginning, like a rebirth. And that's true of other cards as well, but it's in other decks as well. but a sense of calling. And the card next to it is the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is like, he's really close to being an emperor. The King of Pentacles has, he's progressed through the entire arcana, the major and minor arcana, and he's so close to having it all, you know. He is a kind leader. He's in control of his emotions. He's generous. He is stable. He has achieved a great deal, but he's also, you know, humble, like a humble leader. Next to that card is another major arcana card, and it's the Death card. Now, the Death card doesn't mean death. We talk about this often. What the Death card really means is the end of a cycle. Something is ending, and, you know, it could be this, you know, this pain. Something is ending, and a rebirth is about to begin. A new beginning is on deck. And the card next to the Death card reinforces that. It's the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is truth coming in. This is truth. It's justice. It's leadership, and the beginning of a new cycle. So I love those cards. Let's get some clarifiers on it, though, on these cards. I'm going to pull some clarifiers from the Rider-Waite deck. These, I like to sometimes use a Rider-Waite to clarify when I'm using a, you know, different sort of deck. So let's get some cards pulled out here. Okay, underneath you have the Knight of Pentacles. So, okay, the Six of Cups, we get another six. Six is a card of success. Six of Cups is clarified with the Six of Swords, and this card means you're going from this place to someplace better. So that nostalgia, having that sense of nostalgia seems appropriate when you are on your way to, you know, new shores. Okay. The Three of Swords reversed is, that is clarified by the Moon, which is funny because the Moon doesn't really clarify anything. It just sort of, everything is sort of hidden and about to be revealed. But the Moon can mean, yeah, I mean, usually the Moon means something is about to be revealed. It is, something is hidden in the depths. There's kind of a sense of darkness that is being lit up by the Moon. It's about to be revealed. So having that that sort of sense of recovery from heartache with the Moon, that seems like it fits. Okay, Page of Cups. We have that clarified by the Three of Wands card. The Three of Wands, is looking to newer shores. So this guy, he's on a ship, and Three of Wands, he's looking off to a distant shore. He's looking to travel. He has ideas about his future and plans to execute on that. It's a kind of a card of inevitability. This there's some inevitability there. Okay, the awakening, the judgment card is clarified by the Knight of Cups. So knights they sometimes represent a little bit of duality. So Knight of Cups is a romantic guy. He's bringing in a message bringing in that message of love and desire for romance. So if that's something that you're looking for, then that might be on offer this week. It can also be, you're being fanciful rather than romantic. So just, keeping a check on emotions, because knights they're still working on their mastery of their emotions before they become the king. The King of Pentacles is clarified by the Sun. We get the Sun with the King of Pentacles, and that is, the Sun illuminates things as a message of success and victory. And, having the King clarified by that's awesome. All right. The Death card is clarified by the Nine of Wands. So this tells me, that the Death card, remember we said it's like the ending and, heralding a new beginning coming in. The Nine of Wands is a card of persistence and resistance and defensiveness. And it's a card, the universe urging you to keep going. Hang in there. So that's kind of the message of the Nine of Wands. Ace of Swords is clarified by the Empress. So the Ace of Swords is truth coming in, and new things beginning. And the Empress is the mother of all new things. So she is a creator and very in tune. She loves to create. So that Ace of Swords bringing in new truth it's clarified with this creation. So you may be taking this information that is coming in with the Ace of Swords and creating something great with it. Okay. Next, let's do an animal spirit card. And this is from Colette Baron Reed's deck. This is the Spirit Animal Oracle. And let's see here. Let's see what we get. Swan Spirit. It's time for a deep dive. And that she explains in the book. When Swan Spirit arrives, you are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily and readily available on the surface. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness, for there is knowledge you are not aware of and great resources to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or a relationship. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Know there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep and into your why. Asking the deeper questions of yourself, you are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. It's a great animal oracle. All right, and then the next card that we've got for you is, I'm going to do one from, this is from the Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. She does a bunch of oracles, oracle decks. So let's see what this one has to come up with. These aren't, there's no deep explanation on them. They're just it's just a card. Oh, here we go. When I think I've surrendered, I surrender more. Okay. So maybe the same thing on the Swan Spirit. When you think you've gone deep enough, maybe go a little bit deeper. Same with that sense of surrender. Okay, finally, I've been wanting to use this deck. This is the Kantaji Oracle. This, I'm not going to read all of the stuff in this book because each oracle card is, there's a million things in it. There's a lot of deep explanation on it, but it's just such a neat deck. So let's see what we get from it. It's really dedicated to the planet Earth. The author and the illustrator kind of met by happenstance. The author kind of manifested this illustrator into her life. She wanted to meet somebody new that she had like nobody like in her life. And then the next day, the illustrator walked into her shop, and she was like, I have to meet this person. All right. We get, looking at my dog, you are a multitude. You are a multitude. Okay, so the you are a multitude. Oh, this is the last card in the deck. All right, it says, congratulations. You have been drawn into the most elusive and edge-pushing archetype in this collection. This indicates you are ready for a leap forward into the most foundational part of being your consciousness. When you are drawn to this archetype, you will know, sorry, I'm having a hard time reading it. The type is very tiny. You will now benefit from considering things from a perspective beyond I, me, and mine, and they, them out there. This perspective of me in here and them out there, simply out there, is inherently flawed. If your body is a collection of many living organisms, all contained within the bounds of your physical body, if you cannot locate where your thoughts, feelings, desires, longings, and inspirations arise, if you live in an infinitely interconnected and interdependent universe, then where exactly are the bounds of in here and out there? Unanswerable questions such as these expand your perception on any given experience. Such inquiries inspire a vaster and more accurate sense of what your situation is, which will in turn enable you to make wiser decisions. So it goes on to give some guidance here. Take a break from thinking about your life and circumstances. Stop weighing, planning, justifying, and following threads of stories. Instead, give yourself an hour or a day to contemplate ineffable questions, riddles, and anything that confounds your usual way of thinking. So, there you go. This has been your reading. I hope it resonates with you. Like I said, check out your rising moon and Venus signs if you want a little bit more depth. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye.